What's up, guys? Welcome back to Real Bucs Talk. Let's go over today. It's day 2 of training camp, and there's big news. It's not in a good way either. This one, Ryan Jensen, our center, looks like he's getting a season-ending injury on day 2 of damn camp, which sucks to say. But plus, you can run the clip right there. If you want to hear it, guys, go on to Twitter. It's all over the place, but it's kind of grim to hear Ryan Jensen screaming there. But there he is. He goes down, grabs straight at his knee, screams. Everyone knows. Everyone kind of went down to their knee and everything. Gruesome thing to see, and that's the center of our offense, pretty much, offensive line. And veteran guy that you're probably hoping to depend on. We're already looking at left guard. Who the hell's going to play left guard? Shaq Mason's got to learn the system at right guard. So now the whole interior has pretty much a question mark on it. And it sucks that Ryan Jensen goes down. You hope for a speedy recovery. You don't know what the hell it is exactly yet, but it just doesn't look good. But let's actually go over to Jason Licht to talk about it, and let's see. I mean, it sucks regardless, but here we go. Jason, what do you have to say?
Yeah, right now we feel terrible for Jensen. Don't have any update on that. We won't for some time. We have tests. Some tests you have to wait a couple days before you can get them. You have to wait for swelling and things like that to go down. So I don't have any update on that other than that it was a knee injury. And we're hoping for the best, but we'll have updates on that later. We took Robert in the 3rd round for a reason because we saw a lot of potential in him. We saw potential in him as a center first, potentially playing guard. He played right tackle at Notre Dame as well. We've liked everything, the progression of Robert since we drafted him, since he came into the offseason last year, and we have faith in him.
He's talking about Robert Hainsey there, our
Right.
3rd round pick from last year. So plus initially Ryan Jensen's down. Looks like Robert Hainsey's kind of stepping in. What do you think about the big sad news?
Yeah, it's unfortunate we have to talk about, injury already, day 2 into camp. We were just talking about this the other day as far as like avoiding injuries and talking about certain guys staying healthy. And you never think a guy like, Ryan Jensen could go down because he's so durable, tough. I mean, he plays through everything. Right at this point, you just got to hope for the best, like Jason Licht said.
Talk to the trainer. Next.
You got to, yeah, you just got to hope for the best that, it's not season ending, and hopefully it's just, at worst, a severe sprain or something along that nature. But yeah, watching the video, it doesn't look good. It sucks that it happens in practice, especially, non-contact period where,
What's contact period, but just no pads.
Yeah, no pads, and guys just have to be smarter out there. And even Todd Bowles talked about it today. You have to make sure we help, people around us, and, not trying to, injure. And again, it's football. Stuff like this is going to happen. Unfortunately, people are trying to be competitive. So yeah, it kind of, dimmers the mood at this point, because you just signed Julio Jones, and Jason Licht is going to talk about Julio, and he looked fantastic today. And then Robert Hainsey, getting back to the center position, I like him. I think me and you would agree that we don't know if he's ready to be that guy to take on the calls and everything. As far as blocking, I think he would do fine. It's just knowing the assignments as far as blitz pickup and communication. That's the biggest thing as far as center, and Ryan does that so well.
Yeah, because Jensen could make the calls if Brady didn't see something. He would point something out. He'd relay it to the rest of the offensive line. You just lost a whole bunch of years experience of calling that in the system. Hainsey, this is his 2nd year in the system. He needed to gain weight. He needed to get in touch with the system to understand it so he can relay it to everyone else. So it's not just can he play the position, it's everything else that goes with it. And this is a guy that played right tackle, transitioned to center because he just wasn't long enough to be on the outside. A lot of question marks. I don't know if they're going to go out and find a free agent center or not, but a lot of you come in all hyped up, and then all of a sudden now we come back down to earth. What are we going to do from the center position? Either way, the team's still loaded. That's a big deal. Big question mark there.
Right. But you're now, you're more inexperienced inside at left guard and center already. You're already inexperienced at left guard. Now it's, your center position as well. So yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they bring in a veteran, but more on Jason Light here. He's going to talk about the acquisition of Julio Jones.
One of your latest additions, Julio Jones, took the field today. What was that process like getting Julio down here, and what did you see out of him today?
Well, it's a scenario that we'd talked about for a while, going back to OTAs and when he was released, that, if it made sense, potentially pursue it. I was talked periodically with his agent all summer. I know Tom and Julio had talked, and then it just kind of came to fruition here in the last couple of days, and we're really excited to have him. I know he's super excited to be here. What a mature guy, tough guy, competitive guy, and he's just excited to have a chance to win a championship.
Win a championship. Tom Brady. Tom talked to him. Julio Jones talked about how Brady called him. They talked. They were wondering if there's even room on the team. He even mentioned how the Packers called him, the Colts called him. Just other teams were interested and wanted more money, but he said, no, this is a championship decision. I wanted to win. And Tampa Tommy with the call.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels great knowing that, this was in the works. It's something they've looked at over the off season. And obviously they put it together and it came to fruition yesterday. And it's great to see. And obviously Jason's going to go more in depth as far as why they decided to do this now. And it goes back to the injuries of the receiver position from last year.
100%, especially with a player like Julio. If you can do it with a player like Julio, it can't just be anybody. And our receivers we talked, Todd and I, talked Mike, talked Russell, talked Chris. Everybody was very excited about having Julio just because of the reputation that he has of being a great player, but also being a great teammate and being an extra coach on the field. Don't want to use all those cliches, but that's what he is. And we had a lot of injuries last year, like you said, going down the stretch that really hurt us. And we wanted to try to avoid that situation this year if we could.
2023, if Tom decides.
And you said it best right there. I mean, talking about the injuries, AB walking off the damn field, very more professional team guy in Julio Jones. So proof is in the pudding. He's been doing this for years, and he never really gets news of bad things. So that's a big plus in my opinion.
No, absolutely. And I think the biggest thing is they went to the other receivers and every one of them, were on board with the decision. And obviously, why not? He's a heck of a talent. He's someone they can learn from as well. So I think it's a great move overall. And, already, they're talking very highly at camp. It was his first day today. And he looked very good, obviously. And that's a great sign, seeing that connection starting to build with Tom and everyone else. So very good positives. But also another positive we heard from Jason Light that he's going to speak on now is talking about second year player Kyle Trask getting some actual playing time in the preseason.
We definitely is one of our goals is to find out as much as we can about Kyle during the preseason.
We need to see him in that first team.
He's going to play a lot.
Direct to the point.
Yeah,
he gonna play a lot. Let's put it that way. So for us as Buccaneer fans and Kyle Trask hopefuls, you got to see what you got. I mean, he hasn't been able to play with anyone. Let's see after a year of learning the system, what the hell is he going to produce? Is he going to look better, have better arm strength, read the play faster, get it out faster? I'm excited to see that. That's one thing that's positive here.
Yeah, absolutely. I that was music to my ears, and just seeing him get an opportunity to hopefully play with the twos, maybe the ones at times, if Tom Brady's not going to play a lot in the preseason, which probably not going to. So seeing Kyle Trask in a more advanced situation and a situation where he can showcase himself a little bit more, that's very exciting. And we're going to end it with this, the last clip. This is Todd Bowles talking about Mike Edwards and his competition and how he's doing so far.
Responding to a very competitive situation. Mike's been great. He came in camp, looks good. He's moving around. He's a lot more vocal than he has been. Anytime you're in the scheme a while, you should be. Right now, he's having an excellent camp for 2 days. As much as you can say, he's been great.
He's been great. Well, like you just said, for 2 days, you better look the part. The sun better not be getting to you. You've been here for a damn long time. So Edwards stepping in, obviously probably going to be the lead favorite, but Logan Ryan already making plays day one with a tip ball that ended up in an interception. I mean, there's going to be competition regardless, but we've kind of touched on this before. It's likely it's going to be interchangeable depending on the matchup, the game, what's the best fit for our defense.
Right. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. Todd Bowles actually talked about that earlier in the press conference where he mentioned, all those safeties are going to get opportunities to be on the field, and a lot of them on the same, field at the same time. So there's going to be a lot of variations and diverse dynamics as far as that safety position. And it's obviously really good to see. But again, the big news from today, guys, Ryan Jensen going down with a pretty significant knee injury. Hopefully, we're hoping for the best and hope he can recover soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. We're going to try to do more stuff like this daily as we go forward here through training camp. So again, be sure to give us a like, comment down below what you think. Is there a possibility the Bucs go after a free agent center? Again, that remains to be seen. And with that said, until the next one.